All right, what is going on, guys? Spiteful is back again, and we've actually got some pretty crazy news that I actually was not expecting. So for those that spent their orbs all willy-nilly on this disgrace of a banner, I've been said don't summon on this. This is bad value. If you did more than the free multi and you didn't get what you wanted, that's tough. Going into it, 1,000-year Blood War 45 million download celebration. It looks like they're actually putting out a hype banner for this 45 million download celebration, which is actually really unique because they have not done this. We're literally, me and people were literally talking about how bad this celebration was, and even though I don't really recommend people go too deep on this because these characters are a few years old, this is still 1,000-year Blood War, and unlike other stuff, as you can see here, it is actually 1,000-year Blood War. No random ass characters up in this place. Like, it's literally all 1,000-year Blood War. Now, one thing to note is that there's a few people missing. So there are currently 10 characters in this banner, and the characters that are currently missing are, by what I can tell, Shunsui, Unohana, and Kenpachi, and Little Girl Yachiru. So those are the 4 characters that are missing, and there's only 10 characters in here. So if you don't Shunsui, which I think is fine because he was in this 1,000-year Blood War banner that just came out, and Little Girl Yachiru, Yoroichi, and Kenpachi were in the last 1,000-year Blood War banner, I think. You know what, don't quote me on that. I don't. Caleb be doing some wild stuff. Either way, as you can see here, first and sixth multi is 150 spirit orbs, 200 spirit orbs for the second and seventh multi. The step 5 and 10 are 1 5-star guaranteed. And honestly, I think that this is actually pretty good. Like, if you want these 1,000-year Blood War characters, that's actually not bad. It says here that you also will have the summons available, the single summons available for a 6% pull rate per 25 orbs. And all these characters have their, I don't want to say their flaws, but all these characters have their pros and cons, right? So Ichigo, Heart, Soul Reaper Killer, Strong Attack, Recharge, Frenzy. He is immune to Paralysis and Weaken. He has Sprinter, Enhancer. He has a boost on his second Strong Attack, full screen third Strong Attack, and Lunge. This character is really good. One thing to note though is that I do think that in this meta, Yoroichi is superior, if only... Now, he does have a transformation mechanic on his second, so he's going to be dealing more damage. But in this whole Transcendence meta, you're most likely going to be pulling dupes of Heart Yoroichi, and since Heart Yoroichi is a Strong Attack Recharge 14% character, transcending her might be in your best interest, unless you're a whale or you're very lucky as a free-to-play player to get this character like 3 to 5 out of 5, just so that you can make use of the Transcendence function. U-Watch is an easy skip. He's okay in PvP, but he's not really all that great. He is a damage reduction link at worst, though. I'm not saying he's like a really bad character. I'm just saying at worst, at the very least, he's a good damage reduction link. Now he has a Star Barrier plus 10. He's pretty good in PvP. Keep in mind that the Star Barrier is not between stages. He doesn't have Frenzy. He has a Berserker of 50% with range collision on all of his attacks. That's honestly the only reason that he's pretty mediocre. Rukia, she's pretty good. Her faults are that she's a Strong Attack damage link instead of Strong Attack Recharge, which is fine. And she has a full screen third Strong Attack, full screen third Strong Attack, Lunge first Strong Attack, Vortex second Strong Attack, and her special does inflict freeze, and she has freeze on all of her attacks, a devastation of 40%. She does have Frenzy, Debilitator of 5 seconds, freeze immunity, and a long reach of 20%, and a bruiser of 20%. Honestly, I feel like her big issue is that her second Strong Attack is kind of like a little mini, I don't want to say vortex, it's more of a vacuum, and you can't animation cancel out of that. And the problem with that is when you're running something like Extreme Co-op, no, not Extreme Co-op. When you're running something like Epic Raids, not being able to flash step because you mistimed your second Strong Attack, like say you do your second Strong Attack and then the boss goes, okay, we're going to use our special now, and you just happen to be in that location, you're probably gonna die. So that's my only issues with her. Renji, great, a Rancor killer, probably still one of the best power Rancor killers in the entire game. I'd definitely say at least top 2 best power Rancor killers. He is a Soul Reaper, not a captain, so he can make use of that in Senkaimon if the rules require the character not to be a captain. Chance of insta-kill on his special, no status ailments, charge, third strong attack, but he does have Havoc 20% along with Frenzy. Devastation plus 40%, so even if the insta-kill doesn't go off, you're still dealing a lot of damage. And his second strong attack has some pretty good range on it. I believe it's like 800, thanks to the... what was it called? Thanks to the Havoc 20%, and then he has a standard lunge on his first strong attack. He's just an overall good character. I believe he has a lunge. Kisuke, honestly, Kisuke, the best thing about him is that he has the automatic revive on his special. Besides that, kind of unnotable. He's not really notable at all. Like he has Frenzy, his animations are cool, but his first and second strong attack really hurt him. 1000-Year Bloater Yoruichi, great character. She is one of those characters that has a transformation on her special, which means that she actually refreshes all of her strong attacks. So even though she has a strong attack damage link, being able to refresh her strong attacks as well as having 4 flash steps because she is in Yoruichi is actually kind of insane. Paralysis on all of her attacks, and when you use her special, her NAD actually turns into something akin to Can For Your Own Will Mel Yell, if you are familiar with that, but not this Yoruichi. That is only during her transformed state though, and when she transforms back, she gets all her strong attacks again. She does have Debilitator plus 5 seconds along with Frenzy. She's just an overall good character. I personally love that Yoruichi. This Shikai Ichigo. Shikai Ichigo is actually pretty good. He gets a lot of hate because he's a range character and Flurry without a PvE killer, but he comes from a time when PvE killers weren't really given to Flurry characters. So honestly, like I'm fine with it. I wish that they I hope that when he gets resurrected, he's gonna get an Arankar killer instead. But I don't see Caleb doing that anytime soon. I feel like they would have did that with Dangai. Going into his special, really not that notable besides the weakened defense on his attainable skills. He does have Flurry with a Berserker of 40%. He could be built hybrid. He's very good at autoing. Him not having immunities kind of hurts a little bit. And I mean, he's a ranged Flurry character with, in my opinion, great animations. But I mean, that's pretty much it. Going into Toshiro. Oh, another thing to note is he is a Flurry unit without poise. So that I do have to bring up. Toshiro, Soul Reaper Captain with Hollow Killer. Still one of the best power Hollow Soul Reaper. Excuse me. Still one of the best Soul Reaper Hollow Killers in the entire game. Well, Soul Reaper / Captain that is a Hollow Killer in the entire game. I need to correct myself because I go crazy for this Toshiro. I love this Toshiro. His kit is really good. For those that are familiar with Mugetsu, they pretty much have the same kit. Strong attack, recharge, frenzy, debilitator plus 5 seconds, freeze on everything, weaken defense on his special along with the freeze, which means that you're going to be dealing more damage. And with the debilitator of 5 seconds, that boss is not going to be able to do anything unless it's epic grades. Long reach 20%, frenzy, devastation 40%. Really strong character. Sajin, Soul Reaper Captain with an Espada killer. Honestly, this character kind of died out as soon as Unohana dropped, but don't get it twisted. I still think that he's a pretty good character, especially because he does have the Flurry and Poise, and he has a normal attack damage 20% link. So if you have a Mind Gold Chappie, he's actually still very strong. 1000-Year Bloater Byakuya, enough said, and that's pretty much it. Okay, and then not really noticeable. This Byakuya is pretty trash. Like, he was so bad that he got petitions made because he was so bad. Alright, all trolls aside, this Byakuya is actually not too bad. Soul Reaper Captain with an Arankar killer. He has Bombardment on his special, so he has Bombardment and weakened defense, which means that on his special he's dealing insanely stupid amounts of damage, and he also has a damage inflicted at full stamina with a barrier second strong attack and a full screen third strong attack, and his first strong attack is a strange split 3 strong attack thing. It's kind of weird, but one thing to note is that he does have Havoc 20%, so he has good range on his barrier and good range on his third strong attack. And honestly, if you transcend this unit, I don't want to say he's like a great tech character, considering that you have to transcend him to really be good, to really be great, but he's not a bad choice to transcend. If you have him 5 out of 5, like he'll get the job done if you don't have anything better, you know. And I mean, that's pretty much it on the banner breakdown. Would I summon on this? I'm personally not going to summon on it. The only one I'm missing here is Kisuke, and as I said before, Kisuke's kind of not really that notable just because of the way his kit is, and it's kind of sad because Kisuke is one of my favorite characters, but I mean, it is what it is. But I'm gonna leave it at that. You'll notice, guys, grind on, catch my premium, stay blessed. I wish you all the best luck in your summons. If you're summoning on this, let me know how many orbs you plan to go in and who you actually want to summon for, because I feel like that is the important question. Like the characters that I think are worth going for, and I wouldn't really say go all in or anything like that, because I expect crazy shit to drop this month. Well, not this month, but like we already have like freaking Squad 0 coming out, guys. Like the rest of this year is gonna be lit AF. Like we have Ichigo, Renji, Yoruichi, Toshiro, and those are the real notable ones that I would recommend going in for. Besides that, I mean, it's the 1000-year Blood War. Like, you're guaranteed to get a quote-unquote limited collab unit, you know? But, yeah, stay blessed, y'all. See y'all in the next one. Peace.